The Nevada Teachers Union is suing the state and the governor over the legislation that passed that got the funding, the 380 million. So that's in play. They're also trying to get that ballot measure across. They still have about 4 months to get over 100,000 signatures like throughout the entire state.
Vince, I
Not
just
an
want
easy task, but definitely doable, I think.
Vince, there's no ballpark design. It doesn't exist.
Well, did you guys hear that? So John Fisher at this stupid meeting where nobody clapped or anything said that he's waiting on the Bally to do their renderings and designs.
Bally
And
turned
then
around.
Bally says, "Nah, motherfucker, we're waiting on the A's." Like the CEO of Bally was like, "We're waiting on
It's
you."
the Spider-Man pointing meme.
So,
and Bally's themselves is a shit show.
so the
yeah,
thing
they got
is,
all kinds of financial problems too right now.
Exactly. The thing is if Bally, so apparently, I think it's in March or April. There's actually going to be a decommissioning, take down the trop. They're going to be taking that down.
Yeah,
and basically
April
for
1st
the
is their
trop,
last day.
Correct. The trop is now on a clock. And for Bally, they need something happening on that site ASAP because it's going to cost them money, a lot of money, to just have that land sitting there. All the while they're developing, I think they're developing a huge ass hotel. I want to say in Chicago or maybe New Jersey or something like that.
It was Chicago was the problem.
But they're developing a huge property in Chicago, and that is like going. So now they, if the A's are going to be a business partner, they really need the A's to have their ducks in a row. And that, that's what's scary, guys, is that's one thing that we know that John Fisher has is his ducks are always in a row.
I will say that I think it was Casey Pratt was saying that by, I want to say he said April or June, like they have to have something.
They have to have a deal.
Otherwise, Bally is just gonna cut out of the deal and be like,
right,
we didn't get anything, and I like to your point, I need to make money off of this land.
Yeah, right. It is go time. Like
the other thing that Casey Pratt said is he heard some smoke about the A's just may not exist for a couple
for like 3 years. You may
so he didn't report on it because he was like, that's crazy. And then now it's like being reported on by baseball people.
The station in Sacramento broke that news. The radio station up there.
Yeah, Foul Territory brought it out. They were talking about it.
It's ridiculous.
Can you imagine? Like, I don't understand how the owners. I mean, I get it. They have money. They don't really give a shit. They blah 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 money. But to have a commissioner who has fumbled this every single step of the way, you need expansion teams. You're gonna take an established team away before you even had an expansion team. You needed one like 20 years ago. Like, what are you doing?
It's a mess. Yeah. I mean, it is just it's a joke. I mean, it's like, I don't know.
It is the clownest of clown shows is what it is.
This is like, I don't know nobody knows how it's going to end, but it's far from over because now Las Vegas is not a guarantee.
Yep.
Did you really, as an ownership group, did you really exhaust everything in Oakland because you own half the current site? So why aren't you even negotiating buying the other half of the current site from the city of Oakland? The JPA is gone. So this issue with the Joint Powers Association, the city of Oakland and the county owning it, and then, the Raiders, the A's, the Warriors, like that knot is kind of undone to a degree. It's really the A's and the city. So why aren't we negotiating a sale of land contingent on you're going to stay in Oakland and build there? So did you really exhaust everything? So I'm not really sure how MLB could continue to say that, John Fisher did everything in his power to stay in Oakland, because that's false. The other thing is the Howard Terminal site. I think they have until, I want to say, the end of the year of this year to, all of the permitting, the environmental impact report, all of that goes away. And if nobody comes in and tries to develop this, then all of the progress is lost, is what I heard just a few days ago. So, like, it won't be developed at all by anyone
I mean,
Unless
at
they
this
start
point,
doing
like,
something with it.
unless somebody starts doing something with it.
the arc storyline of our emotions with this
Oh, it's
whole A's
ridiculous.
thing, like, we were sad, depressed, to angry, upset, to at this point, I'm just laughing my ass off because
It's-
now it's just a comedy show at this point.
Well, the thing that, as a citizen, that pisses me off is he's going to hold up the development on the current site and held up development at the water site on the shoreline. Like, this guy, the city of Oakland needs income. They need some type, whether it's the A's or someone else. Like, shit or get off the pot. People live here. And we need economic development in this city. Whether you like the city of Oakland or not, whatever political affiliation, it doesn't matter. The city needs to move forward. The city has to move on. And we can point fingers at politicians and say what we like and don't like, whatever. You know, I got my gripes. But you have a billionaire holding a city hostage. It's bullshit. You know, he doesn't deserve to own a team. He doesn't deserve to fucking be part of the region. You know, this guy's a silver spoon. He's a fucking Giants fan. He still goes to the Giants games and Giants stuff. Like, get this fucking guy out of here. Talking about putting your team in a minor league ballpark in Utah or Sacramento. What a fucking clown. God, it gets me so mad.
Our money's not good enough.
God.
Our money's not good enough. That's what it comes down to.
And
the nearly $1 billion of infrastructure money that Oakland was able to attain, you know, that's not good enough. You know, because
you could have temporarily scaled down the site temporarily.
Yeah.
And just said, hey man, we're only going to develop the ballpark and a little bit around it. And there you just close the gap of what the $80 million, $90 million they were difference on.
It's been reported now that it's even less, that it was even less.
I thought it was something like, I seen something that was like 47, 48 million.
Yeah.
And so it's a fucking joke, man. He's a clown. He's MOB poor. I don't think he has the money to really do anything. You're seeing that he's selling his Gap stock. I don't think he has the money, man. I don't think he has the liquid assets to do anything. And that's why he's going around to whatever city begging for money. And, you know, so.
And Utah was really happy to see him too.
Well,
there's the people that put up the sign, on the Utah wants the A's or whatever. I'm like, okay.
So that was all
have them.
That was all funded by the guy trying to get an expansion team. So I'm not knocking Utah because I think baseball would do well there. In reality, I think it would.
Probably.
I think it's gonna be better than what Colorado's producing. I'll tell you that. But you still got to deal with John Fisher. So I don't care if they go to Utah, right? Like, if that deal gets done, fine. But you got to deal with John Fisher. Like, that is your problem. But the thing
is, too, is like now he's trying to sell part of the A's at a $2+ billion valuation.
Yeah,
to Vegas billionaires. Well, why the fuck aren't you trying to sell a stake to a Bay Area billionaire? Did you really honestly exhaust all options in the Bay Area? You didn't. You're lying. You're a liar.
Yeah.
He lied. And then you got the fucking weasel, Dave Cavill. Like, just a fucking sleazy, slimy, shitty human being. You know, like, then you can't, the PR person can't even make a fucking appearance. Instead, you're running the baseball manager out there to do everything for you.
Hold on.
Still.
You can't even do a fan fest for your last year on the contract books to play at the stadium. The fans have to do it.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, shame on Dave Campbell. The way he came in, the energy, the we're gonna get this done. Like he was a salesman, you know. He was trying to sell it or whatever. But there was a lot of people that really genuinely believed him because he was feeding the citizens, the A's fans, a bit of hopium for the first time. Because before he came in, it was, oh, they're gonna move to San Jose, oh, they're gonna move to Fremont. This was the first time that it was, okay, we're going to stay here in Oakland. We're going to get something done. That was the first bit of, you're going to try to make Oakland work in 2 decades, you know? And so that then to, 3 years later, turn around and pull the rug and say, we're going to, dual pathway with Vegas. And it's disgusting. I've never, as soon as he announced the dual pathways, I had not been that livid in a long time. And then just everything new that came out of that afterwards. I've never wanted to set somebody's car on fire more. It's just been nonstop with this fucking asshole.
Mike is in the chat, says he has a buddy up in Portland that says he would love the A's to be up there. The thing is no matter where the A's go, you're going to deal with John Fisher. So let's say he goes to Portland. Okay, great. But Portland is going to pay for the stadium, and John Fisher will not spend a fucking dime on players. So for them to like average for, the Cavill said a few weeks ago that they're going to start spending money because they're going to start averaging. They're going to get into the top 10, top 8, top 5 of baseball payroll.
They're going to go from 78 million to 120 to 140.
It's not going to happen.
MLB average was like 165 last year. It's not going to happen. That was middle of the road.
Yeah. It's not going to happen.
165.
And honestly, guys, I just think the John Fisher name, the ownership group, how you treat players, how you treat your alumni, like, is so shitty. Why would any free agents want to sign with this franchise?
They're going to do their the Hall of Fame, the Oakland A's Hall of Fame. This year again. Who's actually showing up for that?
Right.
I mean, I don't even know who's being inducted.
I hate to be that asshole that's an A's fan, but like, I've been saying this for a long time. Like, name a Hall of Fame A's player since I'll say the Billy Beane era, right? Because that's kind of like where the Moneyball era and
late
this
90s,
generation of A's. What did Billy Beane start? I think like 95, 96, something like that.
It was like 97.
So an A's Hall of Famer, and I know like Eric Chavez went in and things like that, but you look at the numbers, he went in, and I love Chavi, and he went in primarily because of the Gold Gloves and things like that. But there's many A's players that are probably going to get into the Ring of Honor, like modern A's players since this Billy Beane era, that really aren't Ring of Honor players. They're just getting in because it's all you fucking got.
Yeah.
Like, there's no players of longevity. You don't even have a player that, like, all of your home run leaders and RBI leaders, if it's not Ricky Henderson, it's all guys that played in like the 20s and the 30s and shit. Like
Ricky Henderson,
like,
Mark McGwire has a couple of them, and then like, fucking
all
Jimmy
your
Fox.
Guys, like,
yeah,
like all your guys are in where the apex of the fucking steroid era. You don't even have leaders in home runs from that era.
I think the A's, their all-stars are, most of their baseball cards are in black and white. Like,
exactly, dude.
Hall of Famers, yeah.
Yeah, Hall of Famers, yeah. Are mostly black and white.
Like, the last Hall of Famer, like MLB Hall of Famer that I can remember is Ricky Henderson.
Yeah. I mean, you had
a player.
You had Frank Thomas at the back end of his career. He had
he's a White Sox. He's going.
He's a White Sox.
Yeah.
He's a White Sox. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. You've had a couple of guys
like, Mark's
show
going
up at the end.
Mark goes in as a Cardinal. You know what I mean? Like, it's
McGwire,
yeah.
He ain't getting in.
I know he's not, but if he is, he's gonna go in as a Cardinal.
He set the record as a Cardinal.
Yeah.
The next year he got traded.
The very next year.
Yeah.
He was traded in the middle of 97, 98. He goes fucking off.
I think Matt Olson could potentially be a Hall of Famer, but if he is a Hall of Famer, he's probably going in with whatever team he wins a World Series and an MVP or whatever.
So Atlanta.
Yeah,
So it's going to be,
Atlanta's-
it's not going to
yeah.
be an A.
Atlanta's getting the prime years of Matt Olson. So
Like you don't
and
even
Murph.
you don't even have a player on the A's that's your all-time leader in hits and home runs and blah 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 just based on longevity.
Yeah.
Like you don't even have that.
nobody gets a second contract.
Right. It's
Nobody gets a second contract here. All right. Okay. I mean, this is a horse that we will continue to beat. No matter how dead it is, we are going to be on this story. But as we said in the past, we're going to treat the A's the same way we treat the Cincinnati Reds. If something interesting happens, we'll cover it. But day-to-day stuff, like, reading the scores every week like we do with the Sharks and the Warriors, we're not doing that with the A's this season. That
No.
part of this podcast is kind of done.